With the Josh Allen deal done, a lot of people are speculating, is Trevor Lawrence next? Let's talk about it. So one crazy fact I actually uncovered while researching this video, and I just didn't want it to go by because I think everybody needs to hear it. You know, Mike Duraco put this together from ESPN. You guys know that between the years of 2008 and 2020, the Jaguars have had a total of 14 first-round picks. And guess what? Josh Allen is only the third player that actually received a second contract with the Jaguars, joining the elite groups, or the elite two players of Tyson Alualu and your boy Blake Bortles. That's crazy, and that's a big reason why we've seen the Jaguars franchise this in the pit hole that it's been in. But nevertheless, now with the Jaguars assigning a Josh Allen, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of talk about, are the Jaguars' sights set on Trevor Lawrence getting a deal done next? Now, in my opinion, I do think that a couple of things need to happen before Trevor Lawrence gets a potential contract extension. I think that, first of all, the NFL draft needs to happen. Because with the NFL draft, if you guys are noticing a lot of the mock drafts, more and more the major websites are putting out that the Jaguars are going to trade up for like a Rome Odunze or something, or a potentially a Malik Neighbors if he falls far enough. And, you know, it's not just one site. I'm seeing it from multiple different major websites. And a lot of times when there is smoke like this, there is fire, and they're hearing different chatter. So CBS and, 33rd Team, all these different websites are trying to look like the smartest people ever and mocking that trade up to put the Jaguars in position. So if it potentially happens, they say, look, we had it. We're smart people. But a lot of times the chatter happens, and I think that there is legitimate smoke where there is fire. And I think that, maybe it's getting out in NFL circles that Trent Baalke wants to make an aggressive move to go up and get a wide receiver one, especially with Calvin Ridley losing him in free agency when they weren't really expecting him to lose him. And, it was done too late for the Jaguars to really do anything. So with that said, I think it needs to happen after the NFL draft, because if the draft potentially goes quarterback, and then picks 4, 5, and 6 are all wide receiver, then all of a sudden the Jaguars, are not going to be as willing to trade up that high for, a Brian Thomas Jr. or an A.D. Mitchell or something like that. So maybe the Jaguars are in a situation where they want to make a trade for a Brandon Ayuk or a trade for a T. Higgins. But if they were to make that trade, they're going to have to turn around and give him a contract. So the Jaguars need that money to be freed up and open in case that happens, for the Jaguars to be able to go out there and potentially sign that wide receiver. Now, another thing that needs to happen is that Jaguars had to do something about Cam Robinson's contract. I know I feel like I mention on this channel every week, but, there's no reason a player that has, no Pro Bowls, no All-Pro seasons, and a player that just has major durability issues should be getting paid $22 million against the cap this year, when you have a really, really cheap player right behind him in Walker Little, who, you can debate whether Walker Little is better or worse. I think they're about the same, but Walker Little is a fraction of the cost of a Cam Robinson. I don't mind keeping Cam Robinson, but, that $22 million cap figure just ain't it. And absolutely ain't it. So I think they need to do something about that. The question is it the right time to extend a Trevor Lawrence? Well, why don't we compare this to the Josh Allen contract? I know last season, a lot of people, before 2023, there were a lot of differing opinions about a Josh Allen. Some people didn't think he was that good. Some people thought he was overrated. Some people at the 2022 trade deadline wanted to trade away Josh Allen because maybe the Kansas City Chiefs were going to give us their first rounder. I vividly remember that. And I remember saying we shouldn't do it. And I felt like I was in a minority on that one. But now, obviously, Josh Allen had a monster year. And if we would have signed Josh Allen before that 2023 season, he would not have gotten as much money as he did. And the Jaguars obviously would have had a lot more freedom to do what they want to do. So really, it depends on if you guys want to extend Trevor Lawrence now or later. It kind of just depends on how you feel about Trevor Lawrence. Look, if you're a guy who likes Trevor Lawrence, like myself, you would probably rather extend him now because it feels like he'd probably be cheaper. But if you don't like him, well, obviously you will not want to extend him. You want the Jaguars to, play his contract out and maybe move on to a different quarterback. But I'm not really thinking about that. And, it's interesting to see kind of maybe what a neutral site or a neutral person will think about it. And with this video sponsor, BetUS, he is actually 13th highest in MVP odds at plus 2,500. So, look, I'm probably going to put $25 on this. Actually, I will go ahead and put $25 on it. And if you guys want to do the same, first 5 people who create an account on BetUS and DM me your account details, you're going to be able to put a free $25 on it. And if he wins MVP, that's a free $625 that you guys are going to be able to get. So definitely shoot me a DM if you guys are interested. Now, this video is sponsored by BetUS, and they're currently America's #1 online sport book. And look, guys, if you guys want to get a little more money on it, they are offering a 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. That means that if you put $500 down, you'll have $1,250 to play with. Look, guys, BetUS has 24/7 customer support and quick 24-hour payouts. You can click the link in the top of the description box to receive your bonus. So with all that said, let's get a quick word from BetUS.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
So for me, I do believe in Trevor Lawrence. If you guys follow the channel, you guys all know how I feel about him. I'm constantly praising him, and sometimes I feel like I might be defending him a little bit too much, but I know I do try to kind of lay all the variables out there. I'll let you guys know when I think he needs to play better, but I'll also let you guys know, hey, there's a lot of different stuff, working against him. And I know this. Look, before the injury against the Cincinnati Bengals, Trevor Lawrence was 12-4 in his previous 16 regular season games. And there really is something about having that quarterback, that #1 guy presence that just makes the whole entire team play better. And also, according to Mio O'Brien from 1010XL, Trevor Lawrence would actually be willing to take kind of a Tom Brady friendly deal. Like when Tom Brady was on the New England Patriots, he would kind of take a little bit like kind of team friendly deals, but on the situation where they say, okay, I'm gonna take this deal, but you guys need to do this, and that. There's a very good chance that Trevor Lawrence might actually do the same thing, which I'm not sure how much of a friendly deal, much more of a friendly deal he'd be able to take. That's kind of unprecedented in the NFL, especially because Tom Brady had a millionaire wife, okay? His wife made more money than he did, which when it comes to the NFL, you're really in the 0.01% if your spouse is actually making more money than you. So, usually they're the breadwinners, and Trevor Lawrence doesn't come from generational wealth, and he's not surrounded by a bunch of other athletes like maybe the McCaffrey family or the Matthews family is, but, he definitely needs to make that money for his family. So, I'm not sure how much of a team-friendly deal he would take, but that's definitely interesting to think about. Now, I really do think in 2023, it went off the rails mainly because of his injuries, but I also think the main thing that Trevor Lawrence really needs to work on is just the fumbles. I mean, he has some really, really untimely fumbles, and I do think that is something that can be worked on. But the thing that Trevor Lawrence does have is like the intangibles, the things that like the throws that not many players can make, the understanding of the playbook, and just the ability to elevate the offense above what really what pieces there are on this offense. It's not like Trevor Lawrence has been playing with an elite offensive line. It's not like he's been playing with an elite wide receiver core, but we've seen this offense be very high functioning at times, especially toward the end of the 2022 season. I know in 2023, not many things on offense went right, man. Like the run game never really got going the whole entire season. I think Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley tried to have a really good bond early on in the year, but they just weren't connecting. And Calvin Ridley was dropping a lot of balls. And then they went through a period where honestly Trevor Lawrence didn't trust Calvin Ridley, so the ball really wasn't going back there. Then maybe later in the year, they started developing that trust back, but it was just really clunky. And of course, he had the Press Taylor thing, and everybody on the offense was really dealing with their own injuries. It just went off the rails, and I think sometimes you can learn a lot from your down moments, and I think you can take 2023. A lot of the players are back, and figure out what do you want this offense to look like. The whole entire offensive crew is pretty much back. Like, what kind of offense do you want to build for this team? What kind of playmakers are you going to have? And, really see what kind of offense will be out there in 2023 or in 2024, and how you can just be better and more high functioning. Because guess what? All the teams in the AFC South will be better. I'm confident in saying that. I think every team in the AFC South will be a better team, and there were 3 teams in the AFC South with winning records, okay? So, let's go out there and, let's do some things happen. Let's make some things happen. And do I think Trevor Lawrence gets an extension this offseason? I don't think so, to be completely honest with you. I think on May 2nd, they will pick up his 5th-year contract. But, I think that Trevor Lawrence might not be really as focused on getting a new deal done, and I think he's more focused on, let me have a good 2024 season, and then hopefully next offseason we can start really having more chatter, because, the Jaguars right now have this year of control over him. They have 2025 and they have 2026. So 3 more years the Jaguars have to do whatever they want for him, and that's not even talking about the franchise tagging. So, yeah, a lot more time to be able to get this kind of thing done. So, actually, no, they just have 2 more years of control, I should say, but they also have franchise tagging. So, yeah. But with all that said, let me know what you guys think. And shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please do me a favor and drop a like on your way out. And go Jags.